What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Everybody good?
Yo, yo.
Yeah. I don't know what just happened. I think I had like three intros programmed at the same time, and it kind of just screwed everything up. I don't know. But welcome, everybody. We got what do you call this? A platform full of everybody up in here. Can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha,
Can
bro.
you hear me?
I
Okay.
hear
You hear
y'all.
me?
I hear everybody. So look, we got a good show. I think this show going to be real interesting, if you ask me, because we are going to talk about big dick energy in women. In women, not in men. We all know when men have big dick energy. We talking about you females and y'all's big dick energy that y'all be swinging around here, slapping in the face with.
So wouldn't that be called
Like,
big pussy energy?
huh? What was that?
Nah,
Wouldn't that be called big pussy energy?
No, that's the.
nah, that's the
It's
point.
not big pussy energy. We like big pussy energy. We don't like the big dick energy. And
Hell no.
that's what we're going to talk about today. So what we mean by big dick energy is, and Spell can, I guess, give his definition of it. But big dick energy means when a woman is too strong. And I know that doesn't seem like that can be a thing, but when a woman comes off taking the place of a man and it emasculates us, making us not feel like men. Not many men want to deal with that, especially not an alpha male or not a man who wants to be a man. You can deal with like somebody who wants to play the background and wants to be taken care of. That nigga might let you have big dick energy, but when you're dealing with a man who knows what it is to be a man, he don't want to deal with that. So we're going to talk about it because there's a stat out there that alarmed me, and this is what made me really want to focus in on this conversation. Is that only 25% of black women will be married after 35? One in four. That is the lowest stat amongst any culture. That is the lowest stat amongst any culture. And I'm saying, I wondered to myself, like, what's wrong? My sisters are beautiful. My sisters they have every bit of everything that any other culture got. So why are they the last to get married? And why are they the most out of all the other cultures in America not to get married? And so I know for me, there's a lot of different reasons. But one reason is big dick energy. Niggas just don't want to always deal with it. And I see them
Yeah, man.
they getting mad. I like it because we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna just leave
Yeah,
that
that
there
way.
and let y'all discuss and I'll chime in when I have something.
I mean, you gotta explain to them what it is. My definition, right? My definition, yo, you're just in your masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not in your feminine. You come off real aggressive, real, you know, yeah, man. It's not a good thing.
All right, so it's for you. It's the aggression. Like, what is it for you most?
Aggressive. It's not. You're not in the femininity. You want to argue. You want to fight. It's no peace. It's just. Oh man, it's. I don't know, bro. Go ahead. Listen, I just woke up, man. I'm tired, but.
Don't mean nothing. We on, boy. So what do y'all think, ladies?
All right. So, what do y'all think when y'all hear if when y'all hear her say that? What does that come to? What comes to mind for y'all? Let's start with Tony. Go ahead, Tony.
Um. Okay. So first thing that comes to mind when we spoke about it the other day, and that was, remember, Christian, my first question. He said, "I think all the women in my family have big dick energy," and I'm like, okay. Well, since you specified all the women
I'm gonna get
in
in trouble.
what happened?
I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't care. Go ahead.
Since you specified the women in our family,
Hmm.
do you think that it has something to do with the way we were raised?
Yes, I think all of it has everything to do with.
So one, let me just say I didn't raise myself.
Okay.
I was raised by another woman, so that's not my fault,
That's all.
kind
I
of.
want to get into all of that. I want to
Hold
get
on,
into.
but what comes to mind, Tony? Like, what do you think we mean by it when we say that?
Oh, you don't like aggression. You don't like aggressive women. You don't like assertiveness. You don't like somebody that's going to stand up for themselves or speak up for themselves.
That's not what I mean.
No.
But go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. No,
So what do you
hold
mean by
on.
when you're saying our aggression? What do you mean?
No, the aggressive part is right, but the speaking up
Mhm.
for yourself, the defending of yourself, I don't mind that. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. Go ahead. Let me finish. Go, I mean, let's
Go
y'all.
ahead,
Let me, no,
If she's finished, I mean, most humble. How do you? What comes to mind when you hear her say that? What do you think we mean by it?
To be honest, I had to learn how to turn my aggression down. I had to learn how to turn it down because I know that's not very becoming of a woman, and I know that will turn a man off completely. However, as a single mother raising boys, I have a grown son. I have to be aggressive. I have to take that place because I'm playing the mother. I know I can't play father, but I'm playing a mother and a father, and I just naturally come off aggressive. I'm from New York. This is what we do in our sleep. When you come from an aggressive environment, you tend to act aggressive. You have to aggressively tell a man, I don't want your number. Leave me alone. Like, back the fuck up. Like, you really got to say it like that. So you don't mean to be aggressive, but you just by nature have to.
That sounded aggressive. That sounds like you meant to be aggressive. Back the fuck up. That don't come across as an accident. That sounds like pretty pointed aggression. I get it though. Some niggas don't know how to take the word no. I understand. I'm not even mad at that. Ashanti, how about you? I know you have something to say about it.
Why? I just struggle with it in general. Like,
Why?
the whole female having big dick energy. Because I feel like the expectation then is for a woman to just be submissive. That's kind of how I take it.
That's the bad word, right? That's the bad word. That's the buzzword.
I mean, I wouldn't want to call it a bad word, if you will, but it's kind of like, I think Tony had mentioned it, like a woman that's not going to stick up for herself. And I know you guys are saying that that's not what you mean, but at the same time, it's like when Travell mentioned stuff like, you want to argue, that's, to me, it's like, okay, you want me to just, okay, yes, okay, whatever you want, I'm going to follow you. And it's like, when you say big dick energy, does that mean that I can't have an opinion? Or if I can have an opinion, but it don't matter at the end of the day, right?
No, that's not what I mean at all. I think this is good. This is good we having this conversation because it seems like there's a lot of misconception as to what we really mean and what we're really looking for. We're not looking for somebody to come into America wife, right? That hop on one foot. Woof, woof. That's not what we want. That's not what I want. I want a woman to stimulate my intellect as well as my loins, as he says in the movie. But what that means is, at the end of the day, understanding that I'm not going to lead down a path that's going to be harmful to my spouse, my significant other, to my girlfriend. A man needs to be trusted. And here's where I understand that there might be some trepidation on y'all's part, right? Because Black women have been through a lot throughout history. Let's be real about it. And this is where me and Spell kind of go down different roads, but I understand that you guys have been through a lot throughout history, a lot of mistrust, a lot of mistreatment, a lot of trauma. And so when it comes to a Black woman and I'm saying, I need you to submit to me, I understand that could be hard because of what y'all been through. And like Tony had touched on, the way that you've been raised, because that's really what it boils down to, right? Is that it's learned behavior. Y'all moms have been hurt, and I can't speak and say definitively, but in general, a lot of Black women been hurt, and their mothers have been hurt, and their mothers have been hurt. So what happens? It comes down from grandma that says, don't you let no man treat you blah, 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 blah. Don't you let no man blah, 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 blah. Don't you let no man. And then before you know it, there's this wall built up. And I'll speak for myself. I'm a single Black man, right? And my life is hard too. So I'm trying to get to know a lady, and there's this wall that's impossible to break through. And then her response is, oh, once I like you, then I'll let you in. And it's like, wait a second. I'm not going to like you unless you let me in. So then there's this vicious cycle that happens. And now we're a fractured people who can't get married. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to find a good Black woman, and it's like, yo, you got to stop being so untrustworthy because I didn't do nothing to you. But there's this energy like, well, if you the real nigga for me, then you're gonna have to break through this wall. And it's like, wait a second, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it. You're gonna have to find the next nigga that's stronger than me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, we all out here single in our 40s and 50s, like trying to be strong. Or calling it being strong. And so that's where I come from when I talk about females with big dick energy. And I'll address the males real quick because I don't think that we don't have any blame in this. I feel like we do have some blame, but that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Tony, where do you think this came from? Like, why do you think the marriage rate is so low at first? You know what I mean? Let's answer that first. Let's address that. Why do you think the marriage rate in Black communities is so low? 1 out of 4 women. That's crazy. Can she hear me?
You asked me first. I was about to say, you said Tony.
Yeah.
Dang, I always go first.
On my screen, you first. I'm sorry.
Why do I think the rate is so low? I'm still very young myself, so.
How old are you, Mom?
25.
25. Okay.
Baby.
Thanks.
She's a baby.
I guess I really don't know.
Do you want to get married?
I'm trying
You said you was in a relationship. Do you want to get married?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay. How long you been in a relationship?
It's been over a year. A little over a year now.
I don't like them.
Shut up, Christian.
Okay, yes.
It's been over a year. All right. Do you see yourself marrying him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
most of them, do you see yourself ever getting married? Are you married?
I've never been married. I do plan on getting married, but I think the first problem with Black women, and I don't speak for all Black women, I think the first problem for me as a Black woman when it comes to turning my assertiveness and aggression down is because I had problems with my father. So we have to start there. When you have problems with your father, if your father has been terrible in your life, not there in your life, you learn how to be aggressive because you don't have that man in the household to calm your ass the fuck down.
Right.
So you know you have to be strong.
That's true.
I'm 42 years old. I'm raising boys and girls. My son is going to be 21 in July. So I had to learn how to tone it down. I had to learn how to tone it all the way down. This is why I don't date. I don't date. Because I don't want to bring my childhood trauma, which is what a lot of Black women are dealing with, not all, but I don't want to bring my childhood trauma into any relationship and ruin a man.
That's interesting, that part. Ruin the man. We're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to that with the man comment. I like that. That's interesting.
Can I ask you dynamics of that relationship? Why wasn't the father enough?
There was a lot of abuse, and he kind of walked out. So between the abuse, him not being in my life, and I've been raised by women, and I've been in foster homes and group homes my whole entire life. So I am naturally aggressive because I'm trying to protect myself. And I think that men misunderstand the reason that we are aggressive is because we're not only protecting ourselves from the world, but we have children to protect as well. So you're not going to come over here just telling me anything to do and how to act.
Dinner.
Huh?
Run up in there like, cook my dinner and make me a sandwich.
No, you gonna cook dinner on Monday. I'm gonna cook it on Tuesday, motherfucker. Like,
see, that's that BDE right there. That's that BDE. There you go.
It's called sharing responsibilities.
There you go. Thank you, sister. Because I feel like we're under attack today.
We share responsibilities in protecting us, in protecting the family. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know,
but in the night, you getting up and going and check what it is. I get up this time. The next time you go get it.
That's a good point. Because at 42, I understand that males have roles and females have roles. So no, I'm not going to beat up the robber. But if you want me to get the gun, I will. Yeah. And I understand that I have a role when I come home. I'm going to cook the food and clean the house, but you are too. What the fuck you thought this was? Real talk. Like
I mean,
I have
we in the 50-50 lane right now. It's like, all right.
no, because if
So
I'm
they
paying,
pay the bills too. You can pay 50% of the bills too.
I am paying half of the bills, because I work too. I'm paying half of the bills. This
I
ain't the
can pay
bill.
half of the
I can
bills.
stay
Okay,
home
that's
all
fine.
day.
That's fair.
I live in New York where the rent is $2,000 a month, and that's not even a mortgage.
Yeah, darn Skippy, we going half.
Move.
So I'm going to work to pay half the bills. You going to work to pay half of the bills, and I'll see you when I get home. We're gonna both cook dinner. We're gonna both clean. We're gonna both take care of these kids because we're a team. We're a
You see,
team.
most women don't think like that. Most women is like, nah. If a man don't pay all the bills, if a man, at least don't pay the rent, or he's less than.
So pick better women.
Pick a woman that has that.
And that's true.
Has that
Touche.
same
Women need to pick better men too.
Touche. Ashanti, what you got to say? You sitting there.
No, I agree. I agree with everything she said. Like personal experience. So the 50-50 thing, I'm definitely for as well. I had a situation where I was living with a guy and he paid the rent, right? I paid all, you want to call it soft bills. I paid PSE&G or whatever. And guess what? When he was mad, he told me to get the fuck out.
Mm.
And I was like, this is never happening again.
Yeah, I don't live with people I'm not married with, but go ahead.
I mean, we were like 6 years in,
That's a long time. Okay.
Yeah. And so when you talk about big dick energy, like I don't really like that statement because I feel like the way that I try to protect myself, right, could be perceived as big dick energy. But in all actuality, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm sustainable, right? Because if he does decide to leave me, like I gotta be dependent on him to help me get back on my feet after he did whatever to me or kick me out. I don't want that to happen. I don't think anybody should be in that predicament.
Right.
Just because you're paying bills doesn't mean that you dictate my life.
That's where
like I want to have a partner.
Yes.
Bell, what you got to say to that, Mr. Big Dick Energy?
I mean, well, we talking about marriage. Yeah, I was in that same situation, and I agree with her too. Like, I would never move in with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was with my baby mother, it was the same situation. I wasn't paying half the rent. I was paying majority of the rent. She would contribute a little bit, but I was paying a lot of the other bills. And she was like, she got mad, same shit. She got mad. She was like, yo, this is my crib, da da da, whatever. So I get that part. Like, I would never move in with another one. If I get married, yeah, we buying shit together.
All right, but it seems like this is becoming a monetary issue, right? As I'm listening, it seems like this big dick energy and the issues that we having with it are stemmed to monetary issues, right? Like bills. Oh, if I'm paying all the bills, then blah 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 blah. Or if I'm paying half the bills, like that, like the money is determining what we do or how much we contribute.
It's more the attitude. It's the attitude of the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. Certain things is just like chill. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to act feminine. If you want a
What
man
does that
to act
mean? What does that
masculine,
mean? You said that again. What does that mean? What do you mean?
Good question. I was gonna ask the same.
you got feminine. What's feminine? What's feminine in a woman? I mean, you look back into the 1930s and 40s, the Marilyn Monroe's or the, you know what I'm saying?
Marilyn Monroe was 60, but all right.
Well, the 60s. What I'm just saying, women back in those days.
Okay.
It was just
in the
feminine.
past.
Yeah, just all right. So a dude asks you for your number, you're not gonna tell him go fuck yourself. You're just gonna kindly decline.
No, thank
exactly.
You. But then he goes, "But Ma, I want your number. Please give it to me." Now what? What's the next step? Or he follows her up the block, asking her for her number.
That's a different situation.
That's highly annoying. I've been followed up the block, leaving somewhere, trying a friend and I. Highly annoying. That's
and
when
disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful, and then that's when you will get the big dick energy. Like, I kindly told you no. Now you're following me. Do you still at this point would like for me to be nice and say please?
No.
See, at that point, then I have
at that point we get it, but maybe not you, and maybe not anybody on this panel. I don't know y'all that well, but I'm talking about the ones with right off the bat is big dick energy. Before I'm even able to annoy you, and I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Like,
girls just don't want to. I don't know the reason, but some girls just don't want to be bothered. They probably tired of people trying to come up to them. They just want to go out and not have nobody talk to them. No, sir, leave me alone. I'm not here for that right now. I just want to drink. I'm chilling with my girls.
that's fine. That's not big dick energy at all. What you just did.
But if I just say hello, I just
Wait.
be like, hello, guys. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
sometimes
go ahead.
that's another thing too. Like, you guys have seen it in the news. Like, a girl doesn't say nothing to a dude, whatever. He attacks her because she didn't want to say anything to him.
Those are
You know, so
fuck-
I just feel like sometimes people are just on the defense. You don't know what somebody's history is. You don't know what the story is. And I know, Christian, you were saying, like, how you going to take it out on me? You don't even know me. But I think depending on what somebody has been through, they're always, on the defense.
That's a very fair point.
I wouldn't consider it big dick energy. I think it's just learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So can big dick energy be learned behavior?
I mean, it could, but again, like, I struggle with that definition of big dick energy. So if a woman is a CFO of a company, would y'all consider her big dick energy?
Right.
She is.
No, it depends.
Position has nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all know, my fault. Y'all know, what's her name? What's the, I think she's from Philippines or Vietnamese from The View. Jeannie Mae.
I don't watch the
Who she
Jeannie
by?
Mai, the real.
Jeannie Mai.
The
Right.
real.
The real. I listen to her podcast, right? She has a podcast, and I listen to her podcast. She could go from her job where she has to be assertive and she has to be dominant and she has to, she has to live in that masculine
She
world.
has to be a boss.
Bullshit. But she said when she comes home, she understands she's submissive. She can be, a female. She can listen to her husband. She knows how to turn that off.
That's
Right, because
Yeah, but
so
is
it
this,
has-
but is this a race thing now? Because that's what it feels like.
so.
and you know what? That's what it feels like to us too.
If that's
Because
what it
it's
is,
like our black
Let me
women
explain.
is like, yo, we come home and y'all don't know how to turn that off.
Right. So I'll put myself out there, right? It's been said about me that I only like Spanish women, right? Like,
Okay.
I was married to a Puerto Rican. I do like Spanish women. I'm not going to say I don't, but here's the reason why. Because my experiences in life have been that Spanish women cater more to what I like.
But
And
they're just as aggressive as black women.
it depends. See, here's the difference. A Spanish woman is not
They cater
as
to their men.
That's what it is. All right. So a Spanish woman can have an attitude, but at the end of the day, she gonna cook. And I'm not saying all black women need to cook.
Me
That's
too.
not my point.
That's
But-
what I was gonna say. Like, me too. We gotta
But-
eat.
No,
I
feel
gotta
you.
eat
cook
too.
food, but
Like,
I'll make
yeah,
your
I'm
damn
mad.
food.
I
was
may
just
not
making-
serve you your plate, but I'm gonna make this food.
Food
Why
You
you
might
serving
have to
me
come
my
get
plate?
it, but I'm a
You know what?
cook.
Let me give
But
you a
she's
better.
serving me my plate though.
I'll give you a
That's the
better.
difference.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I'll give you a better example, right? So I used to date a Spanish woman. I went to her house, and after dinner, I went to go grab the dish to wash it. Just something that I do. And her mom was like yelling at her, like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you letting him grab the dish? Are you out your mind? You grab that dish and you wash it." Right? Opposite, I was dating a black woman and I did the same thing. And the mom was like, "I like him. He gonna carry his own. That's what I'm talking about." And there's a difference, and I'm not saying better or worse, but there's just a difference in how one is raised or how some of the cultures are. And again, this is me saying I understand that black women have had a different upbringing in this country. Like, y'all have had it hard. I understand. You understand that there's a difference. A lot of the
So
other
them black men, man.
Exactly.
here's
So
why
them
I'm
black men though.
and here's why I'm getting at is that we both have had it hard and it's fractured us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're
It
fractured.
has, but also I just feel like the times have changed. Like, I get your examples, I totally get it, but like, times have definitely changed. I could understand being more of a let me cater to you if I was home.
I'm about to say,
But
what
if
was
we're
it?
working the same amount of hours, if we're putting in the same amount of effort outside of the house, when we come to, we should both be sharing in the responsibilities. It's like different times.
Right.
No, I get that. I get that. And I'm not, when we talk about big dick energy, I'm not talking about I come home, kick off my socks, and y'all do everything. That's not what me or Spell means. We all are in agreement that if we're all working, that we all need to share the responsibilities. I'm talking more at the point, more from the angle of when we meet. Like when I'm trying to get to know you, when I'm trying to date you. At that point where it is a little dangerous because you don't know me. You understand what I'm saying? And I understand that. And I totally respect it. Like women, as a dude, I'll never understand, to say this respectfully, I'll never understand what it is to be prey because we are apex predators. Nobody's hunting a man. Women, y'all have, like, you have people.
I got some friends, Christian. I got some friends.
Well, I didn't hear anything.
I said I got some friends. If you haven't met. No, but I feel like for those of us who, you know, did have fathers in our lives, right? My dad said a lot. I can't remember the exact phrase. Somebody's gonna know what I'm talking about, but it's like, why give him the milk if he could have the whole cow or something like that? Like basically, why would you give somebody your all up front if they haven't even like proven themselves to you either? So I do feel like in the beginning you do need to be a little bit like, I need to scan you, because if I'm giving you all of me up front, then what is the incentive for us to build, for you to want to build with me, for you to want to be with me long term, like for you to get into a relationship with me?
I'm understanding what you have to offer. You're making me want to spend time. You're making me want to spend the rest of my life with you because I understand what you have to offer. If you holding it back, then I'm like,
she ain't got nothing to offer.
Yeah. Same for Tony. Like a man, I'm on some real shit. If a man wants to marry you, it's not going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Mm-hmm. Usually a man knows he wants to marry you within a year.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all spending time with dudes who y'all want to mold and y'all want to try to make him marry you.
That sounds like a child that she's dating.
Like what?
Most women are doing it.
They're dating children.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about that, right? So we are behind. Black men are behind. Like I said, that women, like black women, y'all have jumped ahead of us, right? Because in the 80s, that whole locking up all black men, we're feeling that now. We're a generation, it's at least my generation and the generation after me are a generation of men who didn't have fathers, right? So y'all are feeling the effects of our trauma. We bestowed our trauma upon y'all because we were all locked up. We had no direction. We were left out here just to fend for ourselves. And so, in effect, so were y'all. You understand what I'm saying? On a historical part of it. On the historical part of it, millions of black men were locked up for no good reason. For no good reason. And so now we're behind and we're trying to catch up. And y'all are ahead. Y'all been to school. Y'all were in college. Y'all have careers. And we're just getting out of jail. Not me in particular. I'm just talking about a lot of what's happened, right? So now we just getting out of jail, trying to get on our feet, and y'all are leaps and bounds ahead, and like, I ain't fucking with you. You just came out of jail. Or nah, you don't got what you're not on my level. You understand what I'm saying? So now as a black man, we're trying to hustle to get back in y'all's good graces a lot of the times. And we're held back from it because of our past and because of what we've been through. And my whole point in this whole thing is that I want us to get to a place where we are healed, where our people are healed, and we can actually like stop. We can deal with normal issues. Men are gonna cheat. That, you know what I'm saying? Like that's normal shit.
But are men getting the therapy that they need to get for that the same way that are women getting the therapy they need for that?
I don't think majority of the black community is not getting seeking therapy for anything.
Oh, I get therapy. I need therapy.
That's true, but most women I speak to, okay, that's one.
I love that.
Tony, have you had therapy, Tony?
I've been to therapy as a kid. I went to family therapy with my family.
So have you been to therapy as a grown woman? Have you been to therapy?
I haven't. Definitely looked into it, but I haven't seen one yet.
Ashante, have you been to therapy?
No.
Well,
that's out of laziness.
Black women don't tend to go to therapy because we feel like we're not going to trust that therapist, and we feel like they're going to give us a white therapist. And how is a white woman therapist going to understand our plight?
So that's why I made it.
But I made it my
It's
business.
a blackgirlstherapy.com. I definitely tried to get a consultation in like 2020.
I live by my therapist. My therapist has literally saved my life. Literally, she saved my life because she helps me with the healing process. She helps me with the daddy issue that men don't want to talk about. But I'm so glad you guys touched on that because you have a lot of trauma that you're growing up with and you keep it bottled up. And this is why we put men through the ringer, because we don't think that you guys are going to do it to us, but we're just protecting ourselves so you can't do it for us. We don't have time for you to do that for us because we have to be mothers, we have to work, we have lives. And so what I'm not going to do is take on all your bullshit on top of my bullshit. So I had to learn to go to therapy for that, to open myself up, to take some of that, the layers off. Because we put layers on layers on layers on ourselves to protect our hearts. It's not because we're trying to be difficult to men in general, but we just know that we have to protect our hearts because we don't have time for that shit. Yes, we have masters. Yes, we have jobs. You can't be mad at us for having education and jobs and being mothers and trying to, give you our time. Because our time is valuable and you're not going to waste my time. I went to school. I owe too much money for said degree and I'm a mother. You're not going to waste my time, sir.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I had that issue as well in a relationship where it was he had mentioned something to me like, you talk to me like I'm a kid. Okay, I take the fault that maybe my tone was messed up, but I think ultimately it was the message that I was delivering. And it was more so like me saying, hey, I'm over here and I want this kind of life for us. I want this kind of life for us. And what I'm asking for you to do is be supportive of that if you want to be with me. And I think that conversation was probably perceived as big dick energy at that point in time, right? It may have felt like an attack, but that wasn't the purpose of that conversation. It was more of, I want to make sure that we have the same goals, that we want the same things in life. And as a part of that, we need to talk about roles. We do. Right? Like, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? Because if we're not marching towards the same direction, it's just not going to freaking work.
Okay, but you said something I want to touch on. You said that he said you talk to me like a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to zone in on, is because everything you just said, you said you were trying to portray a message, and the message was, coming from a good place. And I believe you. That's usually how miscommunication happens. You're trying to say something that's relevant, but the way you say it makes me put my gloves on. So if you're trying to say, baby, your breath stinks right now. You need a mint. I need you to take this gum. Okay, you know what? Thank you. Nigga, your fucking breath stink. Why your breath always stink for? Like, get your fucking mouth. See how that's different?
Yeah.
See how that's different? Now my gloves is on. Bitch, what the fuck? Your breath stink too. And now we arguing. Rather than, she has my best interest in heart. She knows that, what I'm saying, I was busy today, forgot to brush my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Rather than, it's the messaging. It's how you say it. And that's the big dick energy. It's not the message. The big dick energy is... Are
we sure?
But sometimes it is the message. Because
exactly. Yeah.
What you mean?
Because why? What if that's not his goal?
What about that conversation gave you big dick energy vibes?
You talking to me?
Either one of you, Christian.
Well, when she said,
because it's not his. What if that's not his goals? You know what I mean?
But is it wrong to want to have that conversation though? Why does that have to be considered big dick energy if I want to make sure we're on the same page?
Yeah, I disagree with you guys.
Listen, you should have figured that out from the jump. You should have asked him what his goals was from the jump. Everybody
has a representative in the beginning.
Correct. That's the realest. That's the realest.
That's up to you. But everybody, you can listen. When you interact with somebody, because everybody put on a front, and you should understand that. Like, everybody gonna put on a front in the beginning, but you need to ask questions. You should ask questions. When you meet somebody, you need to ask questions. Do I want to spend my time with this person? Or am I gonna waste my time with? Most women are just looking at looks. They're looking at looks and they're looking at money, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, he's cute, so I'm gonna go down this road with him. And they're not asking questions. Ask questions. Are we on the same level before we even dive deeper into this shit? You want to wait till 3-4 years into the shit and then be like, oh, well, my goals is this and my goals is that. And he's like, yo, that's not my goals.
I think it goes back to, you can have these conversations. I think these conversations are had, but a lot of times people say things and they don't do it, right? It's your actions following what's coming out of your mouth.
Well, watch people
So
actions.
you may want to do those things, but as you spend more time with somebody, you're like, all right, so exactly when do you plan on getting to this goal?
Okay,
'Cause
the actions speak louder than words. Then you see like, yo, this person, he's not really what he's saying. He's not portraying himself.
then you have the
Well,
conversation,
So
right?
then now
And
we're
now
having-
it's
No, then
a
you
big
fucking-
Now
energy.
it's big dick energy that we had the conversation maybe in the beginning. We spoke about our goals. Here we are 2 years later. We're not doing those goals.
2
And now,
years, that's too long.
now I want to
That's
have
too
the
long.
conversation again, but now it's considered big dick energy.
I don't
Yeah,
think
because it's too long.
I don't think that's
That's-
big.
that's
I'll be
too
honest,
long.
I disagree. I don't think.
Why you waiting 2
conversation
years?
is big energy.
Because
I
you're
mean,
not
Tony,
trying
you
to
said
rush
you wanna get
somebody.
married.
You're
Ago
not
when we
rushing
had the
somebody.
first conversation.
You're not
I'm
rushing
sorry,
somebody.
listen.
You're not trying to you're not trying to make the other person feel like you're operating on one person's time versus the other. Maybe somebody does move a little bit slower than you. So that's where compromise comes into play. But there has to come a point where you're like, we actually need to move. Like, I've been giving you time. And this goes both ways, right? You
Right.
can't
And what
just put
time
a
is
marker
that,
on it
though?
and
How
say
much
2
time
years
you
is
gonna
too
give 'em?
long.
How much time you gonna give him? 2, 3 years? That's too much
Until you
time.
feel like there's something that needs to be said.
Well then, all right, Tony. You said you want
Everybody's
to
time
be
is
married,
different.
right? You want to be married. You've been with this dude for a year. Like, how long are you gonna be with him before you expect him to marry you? Did he say he gonna marry you? Can she hear me? Am I talking myself? What just happened?
She's thinking about what she want to let out there, what she want to say. You know, we ain't putting dude on the spot like that.
I'm putting dude on the spot. I'm putting him on the spot because this is what it is. Women, yo, y'all just waste fucking time. You're 25. You think you're getting younger? Can
That's
she
a
hear
fair.
me?
That's a fair. That I think that's a fair statement. I think we give
Can
people.
she hear me? I don't know. Can she hear me? Tony, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, you was talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Hold on. Now I gotta pre-process everything you said. You said how long?
You said you wanted to be married, right?
Yeah,
You said you was with this dude for a year. Is he
we've
the
been
one you
together
want
for
to marry?
about Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is he the one that you want to marry?
Yes.
Does he want to marry you?
Yes. Like we've had these conversations already.
So why are y'all not married?
Well, can we get some time to?
Time for what? What do you need time for?
Yeah, we need time for. If y'all both want to get married, what's
Okay,
the
I'm gonna go to the courthouse tomorrow. That's what y'all
That's
want.
facts. Okay.
That's what y'all want. I mean, I'm sorry for me. I would like a nice wedding. I would like to plan. I would like to have an engagement. I think
Save some money
that
for that wedding.
engagement first, wedding.
Why? What is that? What is that going to do? Why do you need that in order to marry him?
You was at my wedding, right? What happened?
I actually wasn't at your wedding.
You didn't come to my wedding?
I wasn't there neither, but we ain't gonna talk about
No,
that.
I
Fuck
wasn't.
that.
I
dude.
wasn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I
But
actually
we're divorced now. The next one, everybody's invited. Everybody's invited to the next one. Everybody can come. Nah, but okay. So if we find ourselves, because my whole point to this.
Hold on, no. You gotta let her answer the question.
What question?
I'm not. Yes, this is the man I want to be with for the rest of my life. Yes, we've had these conversations. Yes, we know this is what we want to do, but I'm not going because I know that. I'm not going to the courthouse tomorrow.
Why
Right.
not? Why not?
Because I'm just not. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I see for myself.
But you just said you want to be married.
But wait.
doesn't
Why do
make
I
sense to me.
feel like Tony's under attack? I got your back, girl. I got your back, sis.
No, because
Maybe-
it's
I
bullshit.
don't feel like I'm
But
under
this is what I'm
attack. I
saying.
think
Y'all
that
waste
we've
time.
had
All right, one at a time, one at a
I've
time.
had conversations about the timeline of things when we want things to happen and all that good stuff. My timeline doesn't include going to Vegas and getting married because I know this is the man that I want to be with.
And timeline also means you have to have money for said wedding. Because last time I checked, a wedding is about $20,000.
Right. Well, hold on. No. I got married at the courthouse. It was about $500.
Nobody wants to do that.
Thank you.
So you want to be married? That's what I'm saying.
Thank
That's a
you.
whole other problem.
Hold on. So y'all want the wedding. It's not being married. You don't want to be married. You want to have a wedding.
You want the wedding and the man and the marriage.
Fuck that. No. Fuck that. Fuck that. You don't want the wedding. You don't want to be married to that man. You just want a wedding.
Don't want to be married to that man. What? So I'm gonna spend 50 grand for a guy I want to be with for one day?
What if she goes? What if those two people go to the courthouse, get married, and then they have a lavish wedding?
I mean, that's possible.
Fine.
Why spend $30,000 on a day when you can put that
That's
down?
what she wants to do with her money. She worked hard for that money.
Is it
Okay,
your
but
money?
Huh?
No. All right, but you're saying
Not my money.
you're not gonna marry this man because I can't have a wedding. What the
No,
fuck
I
is the
never
two?
said that.
How does the two correlate with each
I
other?
said I didn't want to go to the courthouse.
Why? So you don't want to be married. You want a wedding.
No, I want to be married and I would like a wedding. Why can't I have both?
You can have it all if you want. I'm just letting you
So
know.
what's the problem?
No, here's the problem. You can do whatever you want, but let me just paint the picture for you, right? I spent 30,000, maybe a little bit more on my wedding that I didn't have. And so about a year into the marriage, we were living in a little ass apartment and we had to have the conversation. Like, you know what? That wedding was not it. That was not, I would have much rather took that 30 and be living in a house right now.
Yep.
And this, we're diverging a little bit off the topic, but I think it's well, we need to
It's
be
not off the topic.
because
That's that big dick energy.
think a
Yo,
lot of
I,
people-
you know what? So he's right. So here's what happened. I caved because I just wanted to make my ex-wife happy. So I knew that it was way too much, but I just did whatever I thought I wanted to keep her happy. So we had this big ass wedding. Nobody who was in my wedding I'm still even friends with, except for one person. And we had spent all this money, and it was all for nothing. Like it was for nothing at all. Like we both even admit that day was the most worthless, pointless day that we've ever. And we still friends. Me and my ex still talk. We still co-parent, and we'll still tell each other like that. It was pointless. Like why did we do that when we could have had a house? So do it
because women have this fucking grandiose idea that
always a
marriage
woman.
equals wedding.
Not
Like that
always a
shit
woman.
don't fucking matter. Those two have nothing to do with
Well,
each
so
other.
I hope you don't marry a woman who wants to have a lavish wedding.
No, I won't. That's one of the first conversations I had.
Because
That's one of the first conversations when I'm dating somebody. Not dead ass. When I'm dating somebody within the first week. So you want to get married? What kind of wedding do you want to have?
like you have married somebody that wants the same things as you. You want to pay all the bills now. You want to go 50-50? Cool. But if you want to go 50-50 and you got a girl that wants for the man to pay all the bills, obviously y'all don't have the same mindset.
And
Great
that's where
question to ask.
communication comes in.
Great
That's
question
where
to ask in
communication
the
comes in.
beginning. Hey, what kind of wedding do you want? I already did this. I think a lot of people go through that, Christian. I don't think you and y'all not the only people who
Oh,
went
I
through
know
that.
you're not. That's
Right.
my point. Is that a lot of people
Exactly.
go through
It's
it.
normal. People do it all the time, and it's normal for people to go to the courthouse just as much. People go to the courthouse and still get divorced. People throw lavish weddings and still
Oh,
get
yeah.
divorced.
Listen, a wedding is not going to determine, and that's the point, is that a wedding is not going to determine whether
It's
or
not
not
going to
you
determine
get married.
anything. The wedding is for that day, that 24 hours, and that day
It's
you're
for-
done. You go on your
It's for
honeymoon,
other- it's for
and
other
you're
people.
back to real life. Now your marriage comes into play. The wedding is literally just for the day.
No, the marriage should start when you first fucking meet the man. You know what I'm saying?
You
There's
know,
how many
at some
women,
point,
how many women,
I agree with that a little bit.
you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if that's the man you want to choose, it should start when you
You have to see
first
him.
meet
I
him.
feel like you have to see him as a husband before you even marry him. Is he even husband material? Is
When I was with my daughter's mother, right? She used to always tell me, "Oh, the same shit. You want the milk before the cow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you want me to do wife things and you don't want to marry me?" I'm like, yeah, you should want to do wife things before I fucking marry you because I want to know what I'm marrying.
But
So
I'm not
you're
going to do
even
that from
willing-
day one.
Huh?
It should not be the expectation for a woman or a man, right, to carry out those characteristics from day one. Like I don't expect. There's some things that I expect up front, and then as we grow, as we become more comfortable, I expect more.
So
But
how
from
do you,
day one, hold on. From day one, you expect the man to protect you, though, right? We walking down the street. I meet you. We walking down the street. Somebody smack you in the ass. You expect me to protect you.
Don't be no punk.
You see, don't be no punk. Now you're trying to emasculate me. Hold on. Now you're trying to emasculate me because I have a family. Hold on. I got a family, right? I got daughters. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. Right? So now this nigga pulls out a gun on me, shoots me, I'm dead. My daughter's is
Fatherless.
fatherless, and you still going about your business going to fuck another nigga. But I'm putting my life on the line for you. You expect that from me. But if I say first date, if I say, yo, go cook for me or do my laundry, that's beneath you. You ain't gonna do that. But you want me to put my life on the line for you.
You're not coming into my house on the first date.
Yeah, no, but then you're not dating the right women. How about we talk about that? Because
But
the fact you have to ask that when I invite a gentleman to my house, I'm like, did you eat? Are you hungry? What do you need?
okay.
But
And
are
I've
you
met
gonna
a lot of
invite
women.
that gentleman over to your house in that capacity? I'm assuming you didn't meet him just for one night stand, right? It's a guy that you know that you think that you're gonna like and want to date.
You know, I
Like-
have rules. I don't bring men into my house because I have children.
Right.
I don't bring men around my children that I'm just dating or fucking.
But even
Never.
still, right? Like you're not gonna bring a complete stranger into your house. It's your house. You don't even know if this guy is crazy. Like I need to get to know you first. And that's what I mean by it's not gonna be day one that I'm gonna be doing these things. I need to get to know you. I need to be able to trust you enough to know where I live. Make sure you're not a
Right.
stalker. You know, make sure you're not a serial killer. And these things are real.
All right,
Yep.
but going to somebody's house put aside, we're talking about on the first date, right? Like, so on the first date, what is your what's your line? How far would you go to show that you're wife material? Because that's if you're dating the right guy. Let's just put it like we're talking about. We're all dating to marry, not dating the fuck, not we're like looking for a spouse. How far are you willing to be feminine on the first date? I guess is what Spell is saying. Because for us, like he said, right away, if something happens to y'all, our instinct is to protect, whether we know you or not. It has to do with our own respect. It has to do with our own ego. If I let a nigga smack you on the ass, that makes me look like a bitch. So now I'm gonna put myself in danger's way to make sure that you're good for myself and for you. So from the very first day, we're willing to risk it all. And we can't even get I don't know. I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, what is it? How far are y'all willing to let your guard down in the beginning and expect us to lay our lives on the line?
I mean, I think you're giving a very go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say if we're talking about like I'm gonna return the favor, right? So let's say, for example, somebody smacks my ass and defend me. Similarly, if you and a female get into a verbal altercation, I'm not gonna sit there and just let that happen.
That's different though.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Whoa,
Nah, that's different.
that's not different.
That's
That is
different.
not different.
I think it's
That's
So
different.
would it be better if we had to get physical with the girl?
She can
Would it
get
be
shot.
better would it be better if we had to get physical with them?
What's the likelihood though?
So Travell, you like to bring yourself as the asshole, right? So let's say, for example, a female comes up to you and she mushes you at the bar, right? Because she thinks that you're being an asshole at the bar, and this is our first date.
I pay to see that. I want to see it.
I'm not gonna just sit there and be like, whoa. I'm gonna be like, nah, bitch, like you're out of line right now. Back the fuck up.
But if that happens, I'm not gonna look at you like
Yeah, exactly. I'm
I'm
not gonna look at you. I'm not gonna
I'm
expect
not
you to protect
expecting
me.
that from you.
You're
because
asking me how far am I willing to go?
But nobody should be going to a club for a first date. Let's talk about that.
Well, I said the bar. If you're sitting at the bar, I mean, you know, you want to just have a drink, whatever.
But you know, I'm the type of woman because I'm older. I'm 42. I don't have a problem taking a man out for a first date. I don't have any problem paying for on the first date. I have no problem spoiling a man on the first date because times have changed. So I got to set the tone because you know I say this all the time on my own live. You know, mentally you got to get it up here first before any of that stuff happens.
We got little claps.
I gave her claps. I gave her claps. I gave her claps for that one.
Thank you. No, so you know,
How do you turn it off?
I think that men deserve to be taken out on dates, even if it's the first date. Because here's my thinking. I'm like, so, and I've dealt with this. Men will take you out on the first date, think they have to spend a lot of money on a date because they're trying to fuck. No, I will pay for everything. I will get there to the date. You get there to the date. I'll get home. You get home. Did you enjoy dinner? Get what you
I
want.
respect that. I
Get what
respect
you want.
that.
Get what you want.
I
But
respect it.
I still want to fuck after you.
now we're back to
I mean, it's true, it's true, but
You're
you
on
know
the
what?
field.
But you know what? Now the ball's in her court. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Always in her court. The
I
ball
mean,
in
no.
her court,
But
whether
what
I
I'm
pay or
saying,
whether she pays.
What I'm saying is that
That's rape.
she like, because most women say, yo, like I said, men invest financially, women invest emotionally. Right. So now she's taking the financial part away from the man. Then now she don't have no expectations.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You want to get to know me. This is what it is. You want to get to know me. Then you pay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have no expectations anyway. Isn't that weird? I just don't go with expectations.
So you're going on 20 dates with a chick and not expecting to fuck. That's what you said.
No, we said first date. I ain't said 20 dates. On the first date, I got no expectations. After the third date, they started now I'm starting to wonder what's going on. What you got under that shirt?
But most men do. It's like, all right, I'm spending my time, and like I always say, yo, you can't expect me to spend my money and time. Your time is not more valuable than my time. I'm sorry, it's not. You know what I'm saying? So why do I have to invest all of this into you the first time we fucking meet?
Right. That's fair.
Go half and half. All right, cool. So if the first day I'm investing all this time, then you put something up. You know what I'm saying? Give me the drugs.
So you're basically buying pussy. That's prostitution, sir.
It's not buying pussy. It's not buying pussy.
You just said that last time I checked, that's prostitution. You trying to pay for something, right? You're not paying for my good looks. You're paying to get in there with me mentally to fuck. Let's call it spade a spade.
No, I'm okay, but if you're expecting the shit, like most women expect you to pay.
Well, I don't. So you can't put that on all women. That means you need to see better women.
Talking general.
Most
We're
women
talking
do
general.
expect.
Tony, hold on, Tony. A man takes you out on the first date. Who do you expect to pay?
Yeah.
Ashanti. Man takes you out on the first date. Who do you expect to pay?
Him.
Most.
Okay.
It's not. We understand that you're
I
different.
have my own money. I will always have my own money just in case.
Right.
We understand that, but your expectation is that he's going to
My
pay.
expectation is that if you asked me out, I do expect you to pay. Now, if I asked you out, please believe I will be handling the bill.
My expectation is I'd rather spend my own money, because if I don't call you back after the first date, you can't say you wasted your time. Because we're adults here. You have took the time out your schedule to come eat some dinner with me. So did I. So I can buy my own food. But you're a good. I gave you my phone number. I decided to go on a date with you, so I must value you enough to want to know more about you. So I'm going to treat you to this dinner. So if I don't call you, there's no hard feelings, right? Right.
But that's beneath most women. Most women, that's beneath them. They're like, nah, the man should pay. The man. They always have this traditional ideas of a man, but don't have a traditional idea of a woman. They're like, I'm a modern woman, but I should be a modern woman, but you should be a traditional man.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like, how does that work?
No, I think that's fair.
I think one of the problems we have is that people do get hurt feelings way too quickly. You know what I'm saying? And have expectations way too quickly. To me, that's the problem right there. Like if we going out on a date or if we just talking, I never have no expectations. Of course, I would like for it to go, where it go. Of course, you would like it to get physical. Like, you're a man. So of course you want to. But I think the expectation word is the word that makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't expect you to pay. I don't expect you to fuck. I don't expect you to do anything but be yourself. You understand what I'm saying? I think when we start to build up them expectations and we start to think that this is supposed to happen or that is supposed to happen, that's when we set ourselves up for a lot of failure. And then we've set ourselves up for a lot of hurt and a lot of heartache. And I'm like, listen, because I'm out here dating, and in the dating scene, everybody always says people are trash, right? Oh, the dating scene is trash out here. People are trash.
It is trash. It really is.
Yeah, no, we and Shante have talked about this, and I always say, I just think that we're not for everybody. And some people
y'all picking the wrong niggas. Yeah, yo, it's like most of the women are fucking 10% of the dudes, and then y'all want to say the niggas is trash, but y'all ain't giving the man who's 5'5" a chance. You know what I'm saying? What's that?
True. That's she saying it's her. She does it.
Well,
No,
that's you.
I have a question. So
Oh, go ahead.
what do you expect on the first date from a woman?
Me?
You
Absolutely
you
nothing.
expect- So
I don't expect nothing.
You're okay with paying the bill, whatever.
Yep. I'm
So,
perfect. If I pay the bill and you ghost me, I'm fine. So
okay.
what?
Well, what
You know what I'm
what-
saying? Like,
All
I
right,
don't
I
care.
listen,
On to the
all right.
next.
You want to hear my?
To dates, what happened to dates where you don't spend any money? What happened to
I
going
do
to
that. Listen, I do that all the time. I'm in Florida, so a walk
what
on the
happened to the
beach.
walk on the beach?
Yeah, a walk on the beach is
What
great.
happened to that?
Because
What
now
happened
it's
to
time we got to
going
show
to
how
the
much
park?
money we have. We got to show how much we got to impress you.
No. Because most men don't want to do that. Most men are
So what
saying,
do
"Yo,
you?
let's
So
go
what do
get
you
a coffee."
expect a woman on the first date from her on the first date?
I said I don't expect nothing. But what I'm
Me?
saying is, I think as
she
weird as
said
it
she's
comes
asking
from,
me.
right? Why do men feel like they need to spend so much money on the first date? It's because what's put out there a lot of the times is this nigga broke, this broke ass nigga. Like that's one of the big, small dick, broke ass, and short are like the three go-tos of a woman, right? Because y'all know exactly how to fuck with a man.
Especially short dick. Especially your
Spell. Answer. Spell
What do I expect from a woman on the first date?
on the first date.
Listen, I got this theory, right? I said, yo, I give you 5 dates. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you 5 dates, right? I'll pay for the first 5 dates, and I don't expect anything. After that, either we're gonna have sex or you're gonna start paying.
Here's
Is
my
that
problem
simple?
with that though. My problem is that you're giving them like you just gave away 5 free dates. Now they know. All right, I don't got to fuck this nigga for 5 dates. So I'm just gonna go on 5 dates. And then
no. I mean, most of the time I don't say it, but
you
it's
already
just,
said it. You put it out there.
Right, but even so, she don't know that, right? And if that's your theory, and you expect you're gonna pay for 5 days, you don't expect anything until after the first one. Why is it wrong that we expect you to just pay for the first date? How do you know the next time we're not gonna go out? I'm the type of person, you pay for the first one, cool. Next time we go out, I got it.
That's cool. Then. That's cool.
That's
I
fair.
expect it. That's cool. But most women are not like that. Most women will expect you to keep paying, especially with that Steve Harvey 90-day rule bullshit they had in their head. 90 days. Yo, we're going on 100 dates, and that's just deceptive. Like, yo, what are you talking? Like, what the fuck you mean 90 days? So you expect me to sit there 90 days and keep investing into you, and you not investing anything to me? I'm like, you gonna cook for me?
But how about the part where we don't talk about you guys, as in men, you guys have women that you do fuck on the side and still go on dates with other women with. So you know the woman that you want to fuck and you know the woman that you want to marry and build with.
Yeah.
And since y'all not in relationships and y'all keep women on the side to fuck, why don't you invest that time? And if that woman wants that money, that date, that stuff, what's the problem with that? Why do you expect ass after the 3rd or 5th or 7th or 8th date when you're getting
out here, guys?
I said that's for me. That's my theory. I don't have anybody on the side of fucking.
You're getting pussy anyway. You're getting pussy anyway.
Oh, I'm not though.
I'm from a place where I always want to pay for the date. And I don't have a problem with that. I'll be honest with you. I don't ever expect a woman to pay for me. I don't feel comfortable with a woman paying for me. It makes me feel like less of a man.
Oh no, okay. But here, let me clarify. Now, if after the second day we fuck, I got no problem. But essentially, what I'm saying is, I need to see that you're willing to invest something into me. So, all right, if you don't want to fuck me, but yo, you're gonna come bring me a plate of food, like yo. Babe, you hungry the second time? I take you out on the first date. The second time you're like, yo, you want something to eat? You come bring me a plate of food. You invest in something in me. Okay, I'm willing to keep paying. Like I need to see that you're willing to invest something into me. That I am not paying for your time because your time is not more important than my time.
That's true.
Okay.
That is true.
I'm glad you said that.
So it doesn't need to be sex, but I need to see that you're willing to invest something into me.
So with all that being said, I want to end it on this note. I feel like I want to go back to this point of, as a people, we need to heal.
Right.
People, we need to heal because there's a gender war going on right now that is vicious. When you go online, everything is niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. That's all you see all over the place. And for me, it's like, damn, the best way to keep a people down is to keep them divided.
Correct.
And the black family is so fractured and divided right now. Now we're on the mend. You understand? I just want to keep at it. Like I want to implore everybody to keep at it, to keep giving each other chances. Like I know it's hard, and I know that it's going to be a leap of faith to trust somebody, and you're going to get hurt. We're all going to get hurt out there, but the black family is what's going to be the backbone of our community, and right now it's hurting. And I just want us to be better, man. On my end, because listen, like I said, I had written off black women for a long time. I did. For a while, I had written off black women. I was like, I'm good. I don't want to mess with them. They too hard to be with. I'd rather just be with somebody who wants to be with me. And for that, I had to apologize. My man Spell actually called me out on it. He was like, you know what? You're harder on black women than you are on anybody else. And I was like, yeah, I am. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? That's not the way it really should be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I need to have more patience with my sisters the way they need to have more patience with me. And that's where I want to leave it, man. I want to implore all of us, man, to start giving each other a lot more chances, not be unsafe because y'all are right and y'all have a real reason to stay guarded, but as safely as possible that we can start the healing process. Like for real. I don't like that black women are the last to get married. I really don't, because that shows how vulnerable we are as a people. Because that leaves y'all vulnerable, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be better. I want us to start building that family. Tony, I really hope that y'all work out. I'm only joking. I say I don't like the nigga. I have to say that. You're my little cousin.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And so, but for real, like, I appreciate all y'all being on. I appreciate y'all watching. And we're going to have another one next Thursday. I don't know what the topic's going to be. I'm going to figure something out. And I'd like to have y'all back because y'all are fun. And have a good one, everybody. All right?
Good night.
Night.
Good night. Take care. Thank y'all for watching.